Hi, our fellow YouTube watching American Patriots. We are back once again. We are true conservative Asian voice in America with big C, conservative. In this video presentation, I would like to talk about what Moon Jae-in of South Korea, the evil and crafty deceiver of South Korea, has been doing in the Korean Peninsula since the end of Hanoi Summit. The fruitless Hanoi Summit for Kim Jong-Un, when President Trump walked away without signing anything to agree with what Kim Jong-un was asking for. Totally fruitless summit for Kim Jong-un. He was totally defeated in that summit. So in this video, I would like to show you what Moon Jae-in of South Korea, the evil and crafty anti-U.S. Moon Jae-in, has been doing since then, since the end of Hanoi Summit, what he has done to prove and to show to the whole world how anti-U.S. he is, and how pro-North Korea and how pro-China he is. He has done several things, several ridiculous things, just to prove to the whole world that he is truly anti-U.S. I'm gonna list a few things that he has done. First of all, President Trump, he decided to bring China back into the negotiation with North Korea to have Kim Jong-un give up his nuclear ambition. So he sent Mr. Steve Biegun back to China to meet with Xi Jinping, to have him involved in bringing Kim Jong-un, to have a meeting with him and to talk to him to give up his nuclear ambition. But while President Trump has been trying to bring China into the picture, the crafty deceiver of South Korea, Moon Jae-in, who is supposed to be the president of South Korea, which is a U.S. ally nation, instead of behaving as an ally to the United States, he is being totally anti-U.S. While Mr. Biegun has been trying to talk to Xi Jinping of China, to have Xi Jinping talk to Kim Jong-un into giving up his nuclear ambition, Moon Jae-in, he sent his delegate to Russia to have a meeting with Putin. He has been trying to bring Putin into the picture and have Putin come in and interfere in this entire negotiating matter. Just like Putin is doing what he's doing in Venezuela. We are trying to resolve the problem, problem with the dictator, Maduro, and Putin is coming onto stage and he's messing up the whole thing. Putin is trying to create another scenario similar to the Cuban Missile Crisis that happened during Kennedy's reign. And Moon Jae-in is trying to create the same kind of scenario there in the Korean Peninsula. So he's bringing Putin into it, talking to him, whispering into his ear, Hey, Mr. Putin, we need your help. United States is trying to come in to destroy Kim Jong-Un. So why don't you step in? North Korea is right next door from you. So why don't you come on in and try to protect your own interest? That's what Moon Jae-in has been doing. This guy is trying to spoil what Mr. Trump, our President Trump, has been trying to do in order to bring the this whole anti-nuclear North Korean nuclear ambition negotiation matter. He's trying to just destroy it, to dismantle the whole effort that President Trump has been put in. Ridiculous. What is he gonna do after bringing Putin into the picture? Nothing but to destroy what President Trump has been trying so hard to bring Kim Jong-un down to his knees after giving up the nuclear ambition. Another thing he has been trying to do, there was a Bloomberg news media company reporter who spoke up at the UN meeting last year, end of last year, in the December, when UN meeting was called, and Bloomberg reporter called Moon Jae-in of South Korea the top spokesperson of Kim Jong-un. And Moon Jae-in has gone after that reporter of Bloomberg, calling that reporter, it was a female reporter employed by Bloomberg, and she happened to be locally picked up by Bloomberg in Korea, South Korea. So she is a South Korean national, but she is an employee of Bloomberg. And she called Moon Jae-in the top spokesperson for Kim Jong-un. And Moon Jae-in is calling her now betrayer of South Korea. He is saying, he got on the South Korean news media, and he announced that he thinks the Bloomberg reporter is traitor of South Korea, just because she called him, she thought he was behaving as the top spokesperson for Kim Jong-un, while Moon Jae-in is supposed to be an ally nation's president. So this guy, Moon Jae-in, has been squashing the right to speak, freedom of speech of that Bloomberg reporter. This guy is truly dictator. He is a monster. He does not respect the right to speech of that Bloomberg reporter. Why did he do that? Because he's anti-U.S. He's anti-U.S. Third, there's a group of North Korean defectors who fled Kim Jong-un's brutal regime, killing as many North Korean people as it takes to please him. He gets pleasure out of killing North Korean people, innocent North Korean people. So there are some members out of 330,000 North Korean defectors who live in South Korea right now. They defected from North Korea down to South Korea, and there's a annual meeting called by Miss Suzanne Schulte. She is the vice co-chair of the U.S. Committee for Human Rights in North Korea. And group of these North Korean defectors who reside in South Korea are invited to attend that annual conference in the United States, perhaps in the Washington, D.C. In April, in less than 2 weeks. And this group, they asked Moon Jae-in's government to provide them, to support them with the airfare cost. And Moon Jae-in rejected their request, saying, your group has been sending balloons full of anti-Kim Jong-Un propaganda flyers. And that's against what he has been trying to do to help Kim Jong-un become nuclear-powered nation. So he says, since you guys have been working against my administration, we're not gonna approve financially helping your group with the airfare to go to the United States to attend that annual conference. And this guy, he doesn't care. He doesn't care how important that meeting that is called by Ms. Suzanne Schulte. It is human rights gathering of both those human rights activists who are outcrying for the freedom and liberation of North Korean political prisoners who are being tortured and imprisoned in the labor camps throughout North Korea. And those North Korean defectors who now reside in South Korea, they would like to attend that annual conference, which will be held in 2 weeks in the United States. And Moon Jae-in is refusing to help them with the airfare cost. Is Moon Jae-in really the president of an ally nation to the United States, or is he an enemy? I think he's totally anti-U.S. This guy just proved that he's anti-U.S. Fourth, end of last year, I think I already mentioned this in the one of our previous video presentations, that Moon Jae-in, he asked South Korean government to allocate 99 million won. Won is Korean money, which translates to 99,000 US dollars, to renovate a building that he was going to use as Inter-Korea Communication Headquarters in the city of Kaesong in North Korea. So he asked the South Korean government to allocate 99,000 US dollars for that renovation project. So Korean government approved that spending. But when the construction was completed, he asked for 10 million US dollars. He told US government, South Korean government, told them, oh, I thought it was going to cost only 99,000 US dollars, but it turned out to be $10 million. Well, South Korean government still went with the $10 million and paid him $10 million to pay to North Korean construction workers who renovated that building. You know what happened recently? About a week ago, after Kim Jong-Un lost in the Hanoi summit, in his anger and frustration after being squashed by our President Trump, he ordered all his personnel who were stationed at that Inter-Korean Communication Headquarters building in Kaesong, told them to all withdraw and declare their place obsolete and non-functional, just because he was mad and angry at Mr. Trump. But looking back, we know Moon Jae-in, he smuggled that $10 million into Kim Jong-un's pocket. He helped Kim Jong-un by poking another hole on that anti-North Korean economic sanctions that U.S. and UN imposed. This guy is keep poking holes on the anti-U.S., anti-North Korea sanctions. Moon Jae-in is keep repeatedly showing how anti-U.S. he is. He's not going to give up. He's not going to give up on that task. He's going to continue to bug President Trump by dialing him up and ask him repeatedly, asking President Trump to open up, to lift up the economic sanctions put on North Korea, especially on the Kumgang mountain in North Korea. That's a tourism enterprise business, and Kaesong manufacturing industrial complex, reopening of that business complex. Moon Jae-in is repeating exactly what Kim Jong-un was requesting to President Trump at the Hanoi summit. So this guy is truly top spokesperson of Kim Jong-un, totally anti-U.S. puppet of Kim Jong-un and Xi Jinping of China. How ridiculous. We should put President Trump, we should put economic sanction against South Korea as well, as a consequence for what Moon Jae-in has been doing. He's North Korean's puppet. He's anti-U.S. North Korean puppet. He's top spokesperson for Kim Jong-un. Mr. Trump, I hope you get to action. Thank you.